All right, I'm thinking. Okay, so yeah, what I'm getting at is because I'm a first life tune and I don't have any tomes or any skill tomes or any past lives or anything like that. Like on another character that does have all that stuff, past lives, tomes, all the stuff, I probably would qualify for a bunch of these feats that I cannot qualify for on this tune. Like Epic Toughness is a great example because if I had a tome on this character, my con would be high enough for me to get it. But on this character, I don't have any tomes, so I'm not going to qualify for a lot of this stuff. So blinding speed is exactly the same as using like the topaz of speed 15 or whatever that is. Basically, it it's not worth ever taking this. I do have a defensive stance on. However, +4 to my armor class isn't going to really matter because I'm not stacking armor class. And while I love saving throws, it's a whole feat. And it's not really like if I were tanking, I would sort of do that probably. Burst of Glacial Wrath is great, but because they made this latest update has a lot more reliance on like DCs for saving throws, I can't get my save up high enough to do this freeze. So it would be kind of dumb. I could do this epic damage reduction. However, I'm of the opinion that 10 is not very epic. I mean, okay, it's 10 more PRR, but if it were PRR and MRR, okay, I probably would consider it. But for a whole feat for just 10, it seems like not enough for a whole feat. So I do really like the idea of maybe doing this, like Epic Reflex, where I don't fail on a 1. Like, I probably am actually going to do that. Since I qualify for it and since I'm doing evasion, that will really help me make evasion rolls without failing because when I take damage, it's if I fail a roll, and right now if I roll a 1, I automatically fail. The only other thing other than epic reflexes that I think would probably benefit this build based on what I can see. I mean, you could technically make an argument that you could take ruin, but I'm not stacking spell damage like so my ruin probably wouldn't hit that high because I also don't have any meta magics. And then the only other thing is this greater weapon focus piercing, 2 melee power and 1 attack roll. I think what's going to help this particular build more is epic reflexes, which that's what we're going to go with. So now I have a no fail reflex save, which is huge. Really good. And at level 27, I can go to the bank and check and see what gear I have to put on. I might have something. Okay, I have a ring. Basically the same ring, it's just an upgrade. And for those of you guys who didn't know, you probably all know this, but if somebody's watching that doesn't know this, a really quick way to get everything out of your bags. You don't have to take this all out individually. All you have to do, if these are all crafting mats, you're going to dump them into your crafting storage. All you have to do is just switch to the crafting tab, drag the bag over to it and let go, and it will take everything from the bag out and put it into the storage. And then you're done. Nice and quick. You probably all knew that already, but if you didn't. Okay, I still have 26 minutes on my buffs. The other interesting thing about this life is I've done it without a healer ever. Like, I've not used a hireling at all. And to do that on a first life tune with no tomes, that's really, really strong. Like, I can do that on my main, but my main has, you know, hundreds of past lives or whatever, however many it is, so to do it on a new character, that's crazy good. Alright, so I'm going to roar, cut, do my thunder, try to get this. I'm going to roar again. Do our cut, do our sonic. Yeah, I probably shouldn't stand in the ice storm, but
The root's barring entrance to hold
now the Reaper's got 6 stacks on me. I didn't realize that the Fear Reaper is standing there.
before there is hope of breaking through.
It's a lot of stacks. Luckily it's R1. That was R4, I would have been dead.
Great root barriers have grown over every bear den.
Deleted.
What twisted force is at work here? This is far from nature and
I should rename it from Damage Lord to Deletion Protocol. I mean, literally, this thing just erases mobs. Like, look, deleted. Everything's just deleted. Honestly, I forget my way through here. Okay, this is the right way. Okay, yep,
at
this
the
is it
center
right here.
of this cavern is a focal point of the druidic magic.
So, the tree, let's,
The root barriers,
roar.
the frenzied war.
Ah. Everything but the one dude with the... Well, he's got like 40,000 hit points, so not a surprise. But everything else was deleted. He is getting stunned. Okay, he was immune to that stun. He didn't... But he'll be dead. There it goes. Alright, and so... The beauty of this build that I'm doing is that we now... I think I'm done, right? Like, there's no reason for me to go deeper. No, we came in that way. We got... Yeah. Alright, so... We just detour. Don't have to run back. That's why I love having Shadow Dancer. Like, it's so useful. It's like really one of my favorite trees. For casters, it's not very good. For range, it's not very good. But I mean, it's still really good utility. But I have a feeling it's going to be really good for this character. So we're going to try it. We're going to use it as our primary destiny for this build. But I will test the other builds just to see.
This waterfall remains clean and pure, untouched.
It's possible that Fate Singer is better. Oh, shitload of wolves just came near me. There we go. Nice! That was a really big hit right there. We're not picking up the seed pods. It's hard not to get lost in this quest. I think I want to go this way. No, not this way. Am I going down? No. Am I going up? Okay, yeah, going this way. Oh, more wolves. I mean, another great thing, they can't knock me down, right? Like, got knockdown immunity, so I don't need to worry about that bullshit.
The second corruption
Ah!
is destroyed.
Everything was deleted!
Vibrations reverberate underfoot, and then throughout the hollow.
I love it.
Perhaps now it will be possible to enter Hallsame's chambers.
Oh, the bears want to play. Alright, that's fine. Crazy champion bear. Hit him for 4,000. So that's that. Okay. We're not running back. Dimension dooring. So we have to fight now that the bears are out, so gonna boost up a little bit, and we're gonna roar at these two because they're way too excited about being bears. There's our roar. Ah, dude, it's crazy. Ah, it's really, really good. There's a trap directly in front of me, so I'm just gonna jump it. Alright, and this is the end, so again, we're gonna do hit. I know I just did these, but we just want to make sure that we have it all. Because it's going to be pretty nuts in here. Alright, so there's a Reaper, so there's a Roar. There's that. So I just did all of the burst that I have, and now I'm going to try to maneuver. I had to use a second wind just because of that shit show right there. So there's a Roar. There's another AoE. I'm going to try another AoE. The caster's still here. He's still up. He's underneath this giant bear. Okay, I just did my AoE shout. This dead mother is so annoying. She's super tough. Here we go. Oh, 4,300 I hit her for.
Bear and her druid companion have fallen. The source of the corruption destroyed. The silence that follows is broken by a faint human cry.
I think This
coming
is
from
the
the
end
rear.
right here.
Wait, you are looking for Hall Same.
You'd think I would know these, like, but of all the content in the game, I do this Evening Star stuff the least, just because the loot isn't
Last of light passes
up to par with the rest of the stuff that we have. Like, I do all of the expansions a lot just because the loot is really good.
But while Hall Same lives, none of these lands are safe.
But if they refresh this with Myth Draenor and update all this gear, then yeah, I'll be doing these a lot more. If they make, like, the sagas more relevant, give us, like, relevant saga rewards that are on par with, like, modern stuff. Update those, all of the mats that we get out here, like the War Wizard tokens and stuff, to make it so that we can actually buy some useful stuff like that. It's I'm so excited about Myth Draenor. I just have a lot of, like, hopes. I still have 16 minutes on my buff, so we're gonna go.
You are near to Druid's Deep. The dying Druid's riddle was that you must be
We're just gonna boogie through,
and a bear to find
try to get in and out of this quest quickly. Alright, there's my cuts, and there's my shout. Alright, there's a Reaper there. So I'm going to basically roar and try to get this Plague Reaper. Our Plague Reaper's dead, but I'm taking a ton of damage. Alright, so there's that. Here's my cuts, and this is the... Okay. I did my damage combo. Hit him for 1,000. This is a short sword that I'm using, by the way. And my spell resist is flagging, so that's really good. Okay, I think I'm... Yeah, I'm going this way. Turn back. No. Alright, I'll go through this wall here. Oh, I told you. Here we go. Turn into a bear so I can fight you. This isn't Baldur's Gate. When you turn into a bear, we're gonna fight. Nice. Oh, that was good.
Without the primal magic of the Druid enforcing them, the roots blocking your way are now weak enough to
I
break.
just can't take how much damage it is. It's so great. I'm gonna be sad if they nerf this.
In the depths
I
of the
can't
pool,
really think
a tunnel
what
is
part of
just
it they would
barely
nerf,
visible.
other than...
Perhaps this is what the riddle meant by be a fish.
Yeah, if I had to think about, like, what they might actually really nerf, I'm not quite sure. They need to buff the capstone, because the capstone doesn't
An air
work.
pocket is visible in the tunnel
that needs a
ceiling
buff.
nearby.
Maybe the roar, because it stuns everything. They could sort of make it so that, you know, it doesn't. But that would be unfortunate, because it's really fun. It's really nice to have that kind of a thing on a melee, because normally you can only get it on a caster
Light
with color
shines
spray.
brightly from above. You have passed through the tunnels to somewhere else.
Okay, going to trance and haste. Things are hitting me pretty hard, but all in all, we did well. So, this champ is going to be my focus. Okay. Dryads are spellcasters, so we want to get them down. So are the druids. See, this is what I was saying the other day. It's like druids, people, they love using druids as bad guys. Even though they're neutral, they're not supposed to be aligned. You know, they always show up as, like, bad guys. Baldur's Gate had bad druids, too. Okay, going down there, but there's a bunch of bear traps. So we're just gonna jump through and try not to hit one. Going to roar at those and then do my combo. Okay, there we go. Trying to get out of these before my buffs wear out. Ah, 1200. 1000. Like, we're just popping off. Nice. Is this good? Yeah, I think it is. Alright, this is where I fight the guy with the pet spider, right? So we are going to roar, do our cuts, and then scream. He has like 50,000 hit points though, man, so. Wonder if the spider is going to be upset when I kill his master or his buddy, or is he going to be like, thank you, this guy sucked. No, he's upset. He wasn't happy about it at all. Okay. Take their stuff though. Don't need the shrine back there. Just moving. Trying to get to the last fight, which I think it's right here, and we are going to buff up for it.
First that bard, and now you.
Okay, hello.
I don't know.
Dude's really tall, right?
Precious nobleman is. He can't have his staff back anyway. I've decided to keep it. But you.
Okay, come
you
on,
have
stop
no
talking,
place
start
in
fighting.
My forest. You will
Alright, here we go.
to
Nice.
feed my flowers.
Burst, burst, burst. I'm gonna delete this guy. I'm gonna push him. Yeah, I pushed him. I'm gonna try to keep pushing him. Now, I'm not sure what happens, though. Like, does everything from the push show up anyway? I think so. So it might be dangerous to just push him too fast. But I've got a Reaper chasing me, so I'm gonna try to kill the Famine Reaper. Okay, there we go. Alright, and I have to use a second wind. Okay. I did my combo. Gonna focus on burning down. So apparently, yeah, if I just push him too fast, I'll get way too much trash.
So many things whisper here, things I've only begun to understand.
Alright, so this is the next phase right here. So I probably should deal with this trash. Here's a Plague Reaper. Alright, I roared at the Plague Reaper. Plague Reaper's dead. I'm going to do a Cuts and then a Scream. Okay, nice. And everything got deleted. He got phase pushed to the last. And it looks like there's no more trash, so I'm just going to focus on him. Sorry, buddy, that crazy red staff that you have didn't help. Oh! We attacked him while he was talking. I want that staff. Give me that staff. No, I didn't get his staff. We got an action point, though. So this is what I was saying. Like, all this stuff needs to be refreshed. Like, what are these commendations by the cleric? All this gear is so old. It's all level 20 epic gear. And it's just like all this stuff. Like, all these were really good. But it just all needs to be updated. And the fact that you get different versions for doing normal, hard, or elite, they need to get rid of that and just give us the regular, like, one version. My opinion. Got 2 points. So probably I should just sort of spread these around a little bit and get my... So this will give me more fort and more saving throws, and then this will give me more hit points. I'm still not exactly sure what the final point spread is going to be. Like, where it's going to be what. It's going to be impossible to figure out until I actually hit, like, level 30. Level 32, really, to be honest. Like, once everything is... Once I have everything, and then I can kind of experiment, then we will experiment. Take a look at all of the melee epic strikes and mantles, and we'll find out which one makes this particular build the strongest. So I'm excited. That's why I'm trying to get to cap so fast. I really want to test this stuff out. One of the things I think that they should do too is have a representative from House Fjarlin, like an emissary out here. So if you have House P buffs, you can activate them even though you're not near House P. You know what I mean? Like, it would be really nice if you could do that. Giant hold. So what we need, we do need giant hold. Trial by fire. So what we need is Madstone. So if they do Madstone, we'll jump in and do Madstone. Like, I could try to solo Madstone, but my opinion, it's sort of not worth doing that anymore, just because they changed the aggro. Like, mobs don't really aggro lock anymore. You have to constantly intimidate them, and they like do an aggro drop now after like 30 seconds or something, which isn't, it used to not be like that. It used to be like you could get them aggroed on you and they would stay aggroed on you forever. Black and blue, R4. God, if I do that, I will likely die. But I'll try it. Why not? I mean, there's other people in there. That's in the market. Pretty good. Oh, this is the wrong quest. It's this quest. Okay, R4, there we go. This quest can suck. Just telling them that I'm live streaming, so they shouldn't say anything ridiculous. Not that I don't even have chat visible, but I think it's fair to tell people if they're being broadcast, right?
The Chamber of Arganessen assigned an agent named Ergnonth to guard several powerful artifacts in this area. But Ergnonth hasn't reported in for some time. You've been sent to find out what happened to him. To the east is a large portal with 3 dormant runes above it. An excited form behind the portal.
Oh god, there's
beckons
so
you
much
closer.
damage. That dude was erased.
It matches one of the 3
He was
runes on
erased.
Ergnonth's portal.
Leaflet. That was one hit. He's got 2,000 hit points too. Dude, that is a lot of damage. Yeah, like it's insane amounts of damage. I mean, this is R4, so likely I'll probably die in one hit too. It's gonna be even more fun to see the dragon,
in the far corner of this room.
All right, so
The rune sparks to life when the lever is pulled.
going to roar at all these. Oh god, I just got pwned. I took a gigantic hit. Roaring at those champs. There we go. My roar is up. Almost. Yep, here's a roar. There we go.
The rune flickers to life when it is activated.
I'll be happy if
Urgnant
I can
cries,
just maybe
"At last
die
I'm
like
free.
once in this quest.
I can sense
Like
that
I
the path to
assume
the
when we fight a
amphitheater has
dragon I'm gonna
collapsed.
die just
Meet me near the
because
cave-in. I will open it for you. The far end of
Remnant.
this chamber seems to be sealed by a solid wall of stone.
yeah, I've noticed since this last
The
update
ground
that
rumbles and rocks shatter as Urgnant clears the way.
some of the
crumbling
buffs are like
stones of
bugged
this
out.
ruined amphitheater are now the site of a dark
All right,
ritual
hasting,
conducted
hasting.
by cultists and a fearsome black dragon.
See if I can roar at this dragon here. Oh, we are just doing tons of damage to this thing. He's gonna stomp. Bro, you shouldn't be fighting me. I'm a Dragon Lord, you're a dragon. Oh, just took a bunch of damage. Alright. Yeah, there's a bunch of ads. I'm gonna help burn down the ads. Oh, I got stomped. Oh, I got stomped again. Alright. Well, that was good. Whoever healed me did a good job. They put a reactive
The
shield
black
on me.
dragon flies off, bellowing
It's very
for help.
good. I don't know if that's like a... I think it's an individual thing that they do.
I'll secure the second artifact if you'll slow these damned intruders.
Very cool.
Urgnant shouts, "Quickly, into the passageway to the south. You'll find the second
I'm
artifact
going
at the
to
end
roar
of
at
several
all of
aqueducts."
these. Nice. There we go. Awesome. Okay, he broke all those. I was gonna go pop the bubble wrap, but somebody else went and did it.
This huge aqueduct was constructed by the giants in another age. Small rock outcroppings poke above the flowing water.
This quest always reminds me I was playing with my friend on Hardcore League, and he's such a good player. He's really, really good. But there's a trap right over there where I've got that Seeker highlighted, and he died in that trap on Hardcore. So you have to be careful, basically, is the point. I think somebody just hit the trap. Oh no, he died to the mob. Yeah, okay. Basically want to stay to the left.
Offering refuge from Korkaza, the ancient blue dragon, and the electrified water. The cavern tunnel leads deeper into the giantish complex.
Plague Reaper. A lot of scorpions.
A second aqueduct stands before you. Surrounding it are stone platforms in various states of repair, as well as some small stone outcropping. Lightning strikes the water below, causing electricity to course through it. The ancient platform gives way, exposing water beneath it.
A bunch of scorpions gonna pop. Alright, I'm gonna roar at all this stuff. Try to get that named. Okay, the named is dead. Nice.
This door opens into a second cavern, giving you a reprieve from the
Combat.
attentions of the blue dragon.
Boosting. See if I can survive this trap. Oh, I took damage. I failed. I rolled a 9. 55. Even with evasion. So my evasion is not high enough yet to really matter.
The smell of ozone and the crackle of sparks immediately tell you that electricity pulses through the water ahead. Stone platforms in various stages of disrepair surround the aqueduct.
I can do that lever if you
spot
want.
a
No,
set of
somebody's
3
there.
levers with
Okay.
signal crystals. When this lever is pulled, a loud click reverberates off the walls of the aqueduct. The other levers are now at the top position.
Okay, somebody's got level 1. Going to take out this champ. God, I am like taking so much damage right now.
Lightning suddenly arches across the water, followed by a harsh laugh from above. The hum of energy pulses through the walls, and a signal crystal begins to emit a glow.
Carnage Reaper. Okay, Carney's dead.
The signal crystal lights
Okay,
up,
got the
and
lever.
the portal in front
Great.
of the ruins disappears. You can now enter the Giant's Temple. The third of the signal crystals begins to glow.
I don't know which way we're going, but following you guys. Going this way? I think we have to go around both sides anyway, but... Okay, there we go. I roared. Nice. Everything's dead. Alright, I'm gonna roar again. Try to get this light bearer. Get the Carnage Reaper. Okay. Gonna roar on that Famine Reaper. Okay, there's a roar.
The second
get
sigil
it? We
flickers
got
to
it.
life, and the magic barrier fades.
I need to use the
The way to
shrine.
the artifact
Yeah,
chamber
so
is now clear.
definitely shrining. Need all of my second wins for this dragon fight. Are you buffing? Or what are we doing? He's a wizard, so... I have buffs to throw, so when I see people buff... Alright, so they're buffing, so here's my buff. Yep, okay, so I threw... So I'm wondering if I should focus the dragon or worry about the ads. I think I probably should focus the dragon. But we'll see.
The imposing form of an ancient blue dragon flies away, leaving the black dragon
Alright.
behind.
Trance.
My master
Haste,
has escaped and the
haste.
second ritual is complete.
Says Gorlin.
There's just one loose end. Time to teach you a lesson.
God, he's got a ton of health. Wow. Oh, God, he hit me with his tail. That's so dumb. Yeah, I got killed by a tail. Piercing 650,
Causing electricity to
followed
course
by
through it.
650, followed by, looks like 650. Like, he just hit me a bunch of times in a row. And it looks like he almost knocked me into the water. Yeah, which is electrical, which is another thing that would kill me. So.
Lightning strikes the water below, causing electricity to course through it.
Chicken
Lightning strikes
wing.
the water below,
Yeah,
causing
it's
electricity
okay.
to course
You
through
know,
it.
it's an 18-year-old
Lightning
game,
strikes
so
the water
it's...
below, causing electricity to
I
course
think the
through it.
total player base for the game is like 20,000 people, and of those 20,000, maybe 5,000
Acid
plays
dribbles
regularly.
from the dying black dragon. Though Gorlin has
You
been
know, so I
defeated,
mean, that's not that
can't
big, but
help
I
but
think that's
wonder
as
what the
big as
blue
the
dragon
player
took
base on
with it
Diablo
when it
4
escaped.
is right now. So, might be wrong, but... Like, you could look on Steam. I think Steam, like, according to Steam, nobody's playing Diablo 4, and that game just came out. So, considering this game is 18 years old, we're doing really well. Is it perfect? No. If you played, like, Baldur's Gate... so, did you play Baldur's Gate 3? Are you familiar with any, like, Dungeons & Dragons video games? Because, you know, I mean, there are some, like, core concepts to Dungeons & Dragons that you would find in this game, but it is pretty much its own game. It's basically like a homebrew. Yeah. So here's the thing. So Baldur's Gate is based on like 5e rules, and it is a turn-based game, where this is live action, live service, live action, right? So a lot of the things, like in Baldur's Gate, if you played a spellcaster, you throw a sleet storm, and then on your turn, if you go through that sleet storm, then you have to make the saving throws and stuff. In this game, it's the same. You throw a sleet storm, anything that goes into it has to make a saving throw. It's just because it's live, the turns are just automatically like ticking constantly. So in a way, it plays a little bit more like an action RPG, similar to Baldur's Gate, but it's sort of like a mix. If you played like Neverwinter Nights, or it's hard to say. It's an MMO. Like, you know, there's a lot of quests to do with other people and stuff like that, or you can solo, but it's not a WoW clone. So if you have familiarity with WoW, it's not a WoW clone in the sense that the combat system is unique. And I think that's one of the advantages that DDO has with the unique combat system. They have like their own physics. So, for example, somebody shoots a bow and arrow at you, you can move out of the way. It's not like an automatic hit that tracks you no matter what you do. Like, you can just dodge, you can jump if you're fast enough. So if you watch me fight, like, I'll be jumping around a lot. You might be wondering, why is this dude jumping around a lot? A lot of that is because of the way the physics works. I'm trying to avoid stuff. A lot of games do have like dodge mechanics. We have dodge built in as a ability, but you can also just physically dodge. So it's actually really cool and intuitive. The other thing that we have in this game is a reincarnation system, which basically means, like, let's say you played Star Wars The Old Republic. I don't know if you have, but in Star Wars The Old Republic, let's say you made a Sith warrior, and then let's say you wanted to play a sorcerer. Well, you have to then log off your Sith warrior and log on and make a new character and play as a Sith sorcerer, right? You can do that over here in DDO. You could make a fighter, like I'm on a fighter, that log off and play on a wizard. But we have a reincarnation system, meaning that if you get your character to cap, you can reincarnate and come back as another, and you're able to keep part of your power from whatever class you are into your next life. And so you can see right here on my sheet how it says, like, past lives, I have 0, 0, 0, 0. This character is new. But if you were to, like, look at my main has like hundreds of past lives because I just constantly add to her power. So every class, every race, they all have power that they add to you when you reincarnate. So it sort of incentivizes you to do it, because if you see, these are my destiny feats. If I had past lives in here, you would actually see a thing here that would say past life feats, and then it would show you all the extra power that you're getting from your past lives. So it makes it really cool to have like a main that you just play all the different classes and races on, and then by the time you're done, you have a really powerful character that can do a lot. Now, this particular fighter I'm on is really strong in itself, just as a first life character, but if I were to do this same build on my main that has a lot of past lives, it would be that much more powerful, like, because I would have all that extra stuff. If that makes sense. Could you potentially gain infinite power? Yes. I mean, infinite isn't the right word, but yeah, the whole idea is with one character, you can get so strong. Yes. Insanely overpowered. Yes. So, and it's one of the interesting things about DDO, and part of the reason that the game is in a really good space right now is because years ago, when they implemented the reincarnation system, because of how powerful characters could get, they started making the content like super, super hard. And so while there were like small elite groups of people who could do that content, for the average new player, they would just get obliterated. And so what they've done over the years is they've sort of evened out So, like, this character being first life, I'm doing some really powerful stuff. And anybody new could do what I'm doing now. Like, you don't have to have all the past lives. It's just the past lives would make you that much more powerful. So, they've sort of done a really good job at balancing it out to allow the game to accommodate new players who don't have a million past lives. And if you log, I mean, I don't know if you've tried the game yet, but if you log in this month, I think it's for free. You get the archetype that I'm playing on right now, which is called the Dragon Lord. It's basically a variant of a fighter. And every month for this entire year, because it's the 50th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons, they're giving us a unique dragon-themed reward, and it's for free. I think all you have to do is log in. I don't think you need to be subbed. So, I mean, it's not a bad time to try the game if you never have and you're curious about it. Like I said, it's not a perfect game. There's things about it that can be frustrating, but it's good. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, if you like MMOs, if you enjoyed Baldur's Gate, there's elements of this game that are very similar. A great example is, it wouldn't surprise me if they hired some of the actors from Baldur's Gate to voice act in this game over here. You know, like, we have a dungeon master that reads quest notes. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to hire the dungeon master lady from Baldur's Gate. And our next expansion is going to be in the Forgotten Realms, and they actually technically could even have a quest that takes place in Baldur's Gate itself. Like, you never know, because Baldur's Gate is just part of the Forgotten Realms. It's not, you know, Larian Studios doesn't own the actual city in the fantasy city. They just, you know, leased D&D to make that game. So we certainly could get a quest set there. Oh yeah, all right. Yeah, I think I can see when the ads end. I think. I like that song from that last ad because I'm a fan of Step Brothers. I really like that movie, and that song is from that movie. It's funny that apparently the creator of that song, I forget who it is, I guess they must have sold it, because now I haven't ever heard it anywhere other than Step Brothers. Yeah, so if you played Baldur's Gate, I don't know what class you did or if you finished, but you can basically do things very similar. It's not exact, but, you know, like, if you play a warlock in Baldur's Gate, it's sort of similar. If you make a warlock over here, if you play a fighter, it's sort of similar. If you do like an Eldritch Knight, it's sort of similar. Like, it's Dungeons and Dragons, so the stuff is pretty much the same, but it's going to be implemented a little different because this is live service and live action, right? So yeah, it's good though, but I'm not sure what kind of games you play normally, but if you like RPGs and you like MMOs, it certainly is in a good spot right now. But, you know, it's not a WoW clone. A lot of the gameplay focuses on, like, the reincarnation system, and there is a raiding community. Like, people raid all the time. The end game is pretty active. The gear is really good. The expansions are all solid. The set bonuses are really good, and the crafting system is in a good spot. It's not the best crafting system ever, but there's a lot of different crafting systems associated with different expansions. So, like the dinosaur crafting is actually really strong. Yeah, they would have to change a bunch in order to accommodate the way the rules are. It would be similar, not identical, but yeah, similar.
Not only has she used her foul
Yeah,
magic
it would
to
be
repel me,
similar.
but she's taken control of my most powerful
The
lieutenants,
5E
the
rules
Doomsday,
from Baldur's
the
Gate
Sinister
do
Spawn.
some things in Dungeons and Dragons a lot better. Like, I really like the fact that you can get advantage. I like the disadvantage roll. We don't have that in this game. We still have saving throws, but you don't ever get advantage or disadvantage. You just basically roll a save.
Unendable.
So,
Minara, the leader of Houseful, saw
I
a
appreciate the
solution to
sub,
eternal war.
Chicken Wing. Thank you.
She thought, what if there was a child? An extraordinary child uniting the blood of both the elves and the dragons. I am Miranda's foe.
But, you know, I mean, it's a really solid, like, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, if you like playing MMOs, if you like video games that are sort of social, right? Like, I mean, this is, as an MMO, you can play with other people. There's, like, a chat. I have chat covered right now, but, like, you know, it's like any other game, you know, if you've played any other games. If you played Elder Scrolls Online, Star Wars The Old Republic, Lord of the Rings Online, World of Warcraft, then, you know, it's similar to those games, but it plays more like Baldur's Gate than any of those games, you know? Like, it's not a WoW clone. We don't have gear ratings. Like, we do have gear levels, but nobody's ever going to, like, check your gear rating before you join a raid. You know, they may ask you if you've ever done it before, but nobody's going to give a shit if you know. The reality is, in this game, gear matters, your past lives matter, but also your skill, like how well you know the content, is really important. Like, you can do really well in this game with shitty gear and a shitty, you know, even if you're under-leveled, if you know the content really well. It just depends, you know. I mean, that's not always true, like, depending on what you're doing, but generally, it's you know, it helps. You know, I've had some friends come over and play this game for the first time, and there are some really interesting, you know, little nuances. So, like, it's a good example of what I'm talking about is, like, so in Baldur's Gate, you know, the feat selection and the skill selection, it was pretty hard to mess up your build. Like, even if you picked things that were super weird, you pretty much could still play the game. In this game, it's kind of like, if you've ever played, like, Path of Exile, even though that's an action RPG, if you make the wrong decision on leveling up, you're kind of effed. So in this game, if you make a build that is sort of not right, you really would be kind of stuck and not be able to clear a lot of content, because a good example of what I'm talking about now is not that I have the best Dragon Lord builds out there, but I have a really good one. So I'm able to clear on this first life character a lot of content that on another character they wouldn't be able to clear at the level that I'm at right now. So part of that is my experience. I just know the game because I've been playing it for a long time. But part of that also is that this archetype, this fighter archetype, is so new. It's really strong. Yes, you can respec. They have a respec system. Yep. And how it works is it's based on in-game platinum. So every time you kill mobs, you know, you can you can't respec in an active zone, but You can respec all of these, and it's cheap to start, and then the more you do it, the more expensive it gets. So it does allow you to sort of try stuff out, and that's one of the things that I do. Like, I experiment to try to figure out what's good for what build, and then I have a YouTube channel that I post all that stuff to. So I don't know if you visit YouTube, but not just me, there are other content creators who also like do the same thing. They'll make like build guides, they'll make like test videos where they try out, you know, different GDO builds, different GDO skills, and see where they land, how they play. So that's kind of what I'm doing on this character. We're trying to test it out and see what the best sort of combos are for the skills and abilities, but I'm also playing it because it just got released. It's new. The Dragon Lord archetype is new. And if you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons at all, archetypes in DDO are very similar to like prestige classes. So if you've ever played pen and paper Dungeons and Dragons, or if you've ever seen, I don't know like what your history is with Dungeons and Dragons, but if you know Dragon Magazine, they used to release prestige classes in Dragons Magazine. Archetypes are basically this game's version of a prestige class. So I'm not a pure fighter. I'm considered an archetype of the fighter, and I'm called a Dragon Lord, but it's really similar to a prestige class. Yeah, dude, I mean, if you look at the roadmap, this game, we're in our 18th anniversary now, and they give us content updates constantly. Every month we get new stuff. Like, they are very, very active. SSG is really good steward of this game and Lord of the Rings Online. Are they perfect? No. But no developer is perfect, but compared to other developers like Blizzard, I mean, Blizzard, if you go back in time, was the best, but now they're not. Prior to this company SSG taking it over, Turbine owned it, and they did a pretty good job, but they didn't do as much. SSG has done a really good job. Like, again, I don't know how much history you have with Dungeons and Dragons, but if you've ever seen the Ravenloft module from the 1980s, they basically, when they did the Ravenloft expansion for this game, they basically recreated that module almost exactly. Like, it's phenomenal. Like, it is such a great expansion. If you're a fan of Ravenloft, it's even that much better. Like, it's fun if you don't like Ravenloft, but if you do, it's really, really good. And another example of that is, if you're familiar with classic D&D, they constantly are doing classic D&D modules. So they added, like, White Plume Mountain. They added Keep on the Borderlands. They added Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh, like all those old classic modules. Now, of course, there's a lot that they haven't added. Like, I keep asking them to add Expedition to the Barrier Peaks, but the point is they are adding the classic modules. So if you're familiar with any of that old stuff, you know, they do keep it very real. Like, Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons & Dragons, he actually voiced some of the modules in this game. They have a little shrine to him to pay honor to his memory, and the fact that it's the 50th anniversary, they're giving us a unique reward every month. So it's really good. I have a lot of fun. I've been playing this game for a long time, though. But I've tried a lot of MMOs. Like, I played Star Wars The Old Republic for a long time. I played World of Warcraft. I played Lord of the Rings Online. I've tried a few others, like Elder Scrolls Online. What was that other one? Dark Age Camelot. WildStar, if you remember that game before it imploded. Yeah, I mean, and I was young, but I tried. Yeah, Guild Wars 2. I never played Guild Wars 2 a lot, but I had a lot of friends who went and played it a lot. I was busy doing other stuff, but I have a friend who still plays Guild Wars 2. I mean, is it still around, or maybe I'm mistaking it with a different game, but I thought he was still playing that game. I thought that he crafted himself a sword in Guild Wars 2, and like it's still the best item. So if you like Diablo, not Diablo 4, but like Diablo 2, if you've ever played that, Diablo, the first one, Diablo 2. If you like any of the DDO, the Dungeons and Dragons video games, like the classic Neverwinter Nights, or any of those old school games, like Icewind Dale and the Baldur's Gate, and now that's why I asked you about Baldur's Gate 3, because a lot of people have rediscovered Dungeons and Dragons because of Baldur's Gate 3. So this game is good because it's live action, and D&D is really a turn-based game. They had to take some creative liberties, so it's like a homebrew of the rules, but it's still really good. Another thing to consider about DDO is that it's set in Eberron. Like the base world is set in Eberron, which basically in the year 2000, I don't think it was 2004. I think it was I'm not going to get the story exactly right, so I apologize, but I'll give you the gist of it. Like I think it was Wizards of the Coast in 2004 started a contest to come up with the next, like, Forgotten Realms. Like, come up with the next, whatever the next game setting would be. And they had a contest that a guy named Keith Baker won. And his idea was for Eberron, which was basically like steampunk meets the Maltese Falcon meets Indiana Jones. Like, that was how he pitched it. And so they liked it, and he won. And so now that's what we have. We have robots, we have mystery, we have like Indiana Jones style adventures, and that's Eberron. But the problem is, in the D&D world, not many people like Eberron. It's not very common. People really like the Forgotten Realms. So Forgotten Realms is like where like Baldur's Gate 3 was set, right? It's basically like classic high fantasy, like Lord of the Rings. So I think the reason I bring that up is because I think because when people log into this game and they're like, oh, I'm going to play Dungeons and Dragons, and then all of a sudden they see a robot, right? They see a robot, they get a little turned off, right? Because they're like, what the hell is this? I thought I was going to be playing with elves and dwarves, not robots. I didn't want to play as steampunk. But it's something to keep in mind is that Eberron is just one. What this game does is it has a whole bunch of the, like, you've got Eberron, Forgotten Realms. What's the other one that they use? Greyhawk. And you can, through these orcs called the Gatekeepers, or half orcs, whatever they are, you can travel around to the different shards. So we're not just bound to the Eberron material plane. We can actually go to the Forgotten Realms. We can do content that would have been in traditional Greyhawk, so they've really like expanded it, and they don't really talk about it. It's not like if you go into White Plume Mountain, it's going to say now you're entering Greyhawk or whatever the original universe was that module used. But when you go to the Forgotten Realms, you actually do have to shift. You leave Eberron. But, it's okay. They get around it. So the next big expansion for this game is taking place in Myth Drannor, which is part of the Forgotten Realms. And you probably, I think they actually even had Myth Drannor in some of the old games. Like if you played any of the old video games. So it's exciting. Our next content pack is going to be exciting. And they do things like normal MMOs do. We have events, like right now we're in an anniversary. They have holiday events. You know, they have all sorts of stuff. Basically, you know, they run it like any MMO is run. They try to keep it social, even though there are games that do the social aspect better. You know, it's decent. And the community that plays GDO is, like I said, it's not huge, but it's active. The people who play are very active. A lot of people know each other. Like, so if you watch my stream, like I see Kevin had said that Guild Wars 2 is still around. Like a lot of the same community of people who watch the Twitch streams are actively playing. Not everybody, but most people are actively playing and or raiding or whatever. There's a lot of other streamers streaming the content, and they stream raids and they stream other stuff. So I'm actually one of the smallest, probably, DDO streamers. There's a lot of other bigger streamers out there who stream it, and it's really interesting because it's not a big niche. Like at any given time, there's under 100 people watching DDO on Twitch. Usually there's under 50 people, so it's like a small community. So there's a really good chance that you get to, you know, meet and get to know the people who are playing. They also have a hardcore server, so if you like to do hardcore, like I know WoW is doing hardcore, right? Their Season of Discovery. If you like that sort of thing, we have hardcore DDO where you make a character and you cannot die, and if you die, you have to start over again. And that's fun. We go for a leaderboard and we compete for prizes. So I run a big guild over there during the hardcore. We don't have a hardcore season now because they're doing the Year of the Dragon, but when they do, I'm there and it's usually a lot of fun. I'm a hardcore guy, I like it. So if you're new to the game, though, and you're curious about something, it's the DDO Wiki is a really good website to, like, look up something. So if you were like, oh, I did this over in Baldur's Gate 3, I wonder if they have it, you could find it probably on the DDO Wiki. Would give you an indicator. Yeah, hardcore is definitely not for everyone, but I just figured I'd throw it out there in case you were wondering, like, what different aspects the game has.
Menacing entrance to the inferno of the damned.
And I play a lot of video games. Like, I don't stream them all, but, like, I don't know if you're familiar with Last Epoch. I'm playing Last Epoch right now. I'm probably going to play Dragon's Dogma 2 when that comes out at the end of the month. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream it. I might do 1 or 2 streams for it. I just upgraded my Lord of the Rings to the new expansion, so I'll probably play that a little bit. I don't know if I'll stream it. I've also played, like, survival games, like Pal World, and I'm excited about PAX D that's coming out in the future. I'm also really excited about that Star Wars game that's coming out because I played the Old Republic for a long time. Forget what that Star Wars game that they're making is called. It's the one that's coming out this year. It looks like a lot of games are coming out this year. Oh, I just bought Dave the Diver, which I haven't started playing yet, but I plan to play it. So, I mean, I do. I may even live stream that. Some days I, like, live stream non-DDO games, but we'll see. Most of my streams center around DDO and Dungeons and Dragons, and like I said, I've been play testing a lot of the new changes that they made to see how they play. coming up with the build. Like the build that I'm doing now is sort of making it up as I go. So yeah, I stream every Friday. Yep. I stream every Friday on a schedule. Every Friday evening. And then usually what I do is I try to stream at least a few other days. I just haven't really made a schedule around that yet. But like last week, I think I streamed Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like I think I streamed 4 days in a row. I think. I streamed yesterday, I streamed today, but I didn't stream Wednesday or Tuesday. So some weeks if I'm busy, I don't get to it. But I do enjoy streaming, so I try to stream. But, you know, I have other stuff, like I work, so sometimes I have to work late or something like that. But I think it's exciting. I'm always like happy to talk to people who are new to DDO or thinking about playing it, because I think it's great. Like, I like a good game that plays well. I like good combat. And so this game, I keep playing it because it satisfies that. The combat is great. You know, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect game, but it is really... It's good. It's good combat. The system is generally like balanced enough that it feels really solid, and you know, you can select the difficulty that you do the content. So if you want to do it on normal, you can do it on normal. If you want to do it on hard, you can do it on hard. If you feel like you want to turn it up a little bit and do it on elite, you can do it on elite. And then we have like a Reaper system, they call it. I don't know what they might call it. I think WoW has it. I'm not sure if they call it a delving. I know over in Lord of the Rings they're calling it delving, I think. Yeah, you can personalize the difficulty. And so in this game here, we have a difficulty system called Reaper, and you're allowed to do it on a scale of 1 to 10, and then based on how hard it is, you get points, and then the more you get a whole separate experience tree. You can level up these. It's sort of like extra power that you can use only in these Reaper quests. But it does, so normally, like, I do Reaper level 1, which is sort of like, if it's normal, hard, elite, then it starts Reapers 1 to 10. Reaper 1 is like the easiest of that high level difficulty. Would you start the game and jump right into Reaper? Probably not. People do, but I wouldn't recommend that, just because there's a lot of... You probably would benefit from learning some things in normal or hard quests before you jumped in on elite, but it just depends on what you like. They also have a casual difficulty, which is below normal, which basically is for somebody who just wants to experience the story of a quest and not worry about, you know, not worry about like the combat system and dying. Although you can still die, but it's just a lot easier. And how they sort of tweak it is the loot. So if you're looking for like really good loot, you want to do it on the hardest that you can do it. If you don't care about loot, then you can just do the quest on normal. And the other thing to consider too is the higher the difficulty, the more XP that you get. You get like bonus XP for doing it on harder levels. So if you were trying to level up faster, if you try to level up faster, obviously doing it at a higher level is quicker. So depends on what kind of player you are. Some people are like super power grinders. They just want to min-max and go super fast. Well, they'll probably try to play on the hardest level that they can possibly do just because it'll be faster. But if you're casual It doesn't matter. You can just play at your own pace. And, you know, while you could certainly solo, there are a lot of people out there who put out groups who are casual. You know, it would just be like any other game system where if you join a group, it's better to talk about a little bit. Like, you know, they usually will say in the LFM what their sort of aim is, right? Like, this is Giant Hold Reaper 3. So, like, if you were looking at this, you're like, oh, well, I want to do the quest in Giant Hold, but they're doing this on Reaper 3, right? Is there anybody doing Elite? Yeah, there's a dude. It doesn't look like any of these that I qualify for are Elite, but there are some people. Yeah, this dude's doing Elite right there. Normally, people will just, you know, like, the way that the game meta is right now, a lot of people do R1 because once you get a little bit of your Reaper strength up, it becomes easier to do than doing the Elite because you get this extra power. But that's sort of like a, you know, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. Just play whatever you feel comfortable with. Like every MMO, right? There's no winning. You win if you have fun, right? Like, yeah, you can go and down a boss. You can go and earn some really unique loot, but this game here, it's not like WoW, where if you went and you did a raid and you looted a really unique object, like a set of armor, and you wore it,
For a moment.
people might recognize it, but so many people in this game wear cosmetics, and we can't really investigate other players. Like, you can't really open somebody's panel up and look at their gear, so it's like nobody really cares. You know, we don't sort of have that system where people are examining your gear level and rating you on it, and if you don't have these pieces, you can't join the group. Nobody really cares. Generally, if you're level 20 and you try to join a legendary Reaper group, they would probably say, hey, bro, you're too low level, right? But, you know, have I seen that? Sure. Like, there are level 20s who join legendary Reapers. You know, it depends on the leader. The leader might not care. The leader may be used to soloing it. He might say to you, oh, I'm just doing this alone. I don't care if you want to join me. I'm happy to have the company. You know, like, it just depends. Or if you're on hardcore, they may say, you know, you need to do a specific role because we're all trying to not die. And if you can't do that role, then we're not going to take you. Like, that's the only circumstance I could see that might do something like that. But for the most part, the community's really chill. And there are a lot, like, I'm on the server Starlona, and there's another streamer, his name is Voodoo, and his guild, they do, like, teaching raids for, like, the raids in the game. They will actually teach you how to do them. And they take, like, new players, and they'll just take you from start to finish on what it is. And so they are really, really good. I'm sure they have it on other servers, people who do stuff like that, but they're on the server that I'm on, so very good. I've actually been to some of their teaching raids, and they're very fun. So we have a lot of active people. And then the other thing, too, because it's an MMO, we have people from all over the world. So we get people from Europe, we get people from China, we get people from, like, Brazil, like, all over the world we get players. So it's really, really good. And then they do things like, you know, they have, like, events during the year for different things. It's good. SSG is a pretty good company, pretty good developer. They're owned by, like, a larger corporate. So, you know, if the game had, like, one downside, it's sort of, like, very over monetized. And what I mean by that is, if you don't sub as a VIP and you just play as a free-to-play, you have access to a lot of stuff, but is stuff that you won't have access to. Which, I mean, I've posted that they should change it and just open the entire game up. Like, you should have all of your bars, like these things. You should have all of your bank space. But I think right now free-to-play players have to, like, purchase some of that. Which I think they need to update that and modernize their free-to-play and just basically make the VIP reward better and just let free-to-play players have access to everything. You know, give like the VIP players these extra bonuses so we can get like new players into the game and playing. There should be no like barrier to entry. You know what I mean? I'm a VIP and I see value in paying it, but you know, I think I pay like $100 a year or something like that. Yeah. So if you played RuneScape, I played RuneScape. I didn't play RuneScape a lot, but I played it for like maybe half a year. And I used to do PvP and stuff, and it's different. We don't have PvP, right? So that's the other thing about DDO that's great. We don't have that like PvP mentality where everybody's sort of shit talking and attacking each other and making builds that can just murder their fellow players. Like, people do that, but we don't really have, like, you can PvP somebody, but it's not like we have like a PvP server where you have to watch out. Like, nobody can just run up and kill me right now, which there are a lot of MMOs that are like that. So DDO is very chill because the only people who would like join me and come out here wouldn't try to kill me. They would just basically quest with me. You know, so it's like a buddy system. You know, you get to hang out with buddies. It's not a very competitive. Yes, hardcore league can be competitive, but it's not a very competitive environment. And most of the people who play are very chill and very nice. So the 99, like I run a guild with 1,000 people in it over on hardcore, and 99.9% of the people are great. Like maybe 1 or 2 trolls a season we get out of those 1,000 people. One person might just but it's super rare. Most everybody is great. So people are cool. Yeah, so there's a sub. Depending on how you do it, you know, it's $15 a month, like every other MMO. Like WoW, I think is $15 a month, or you can like do it every 6 months or every year or something like that. I think what I do is I just renew it every year for $100. I think that's what I do. It's been a while. I've been a VIP for so long, I forget. But you know, like I really like the game. I do what I can to support the game. So.
Hastily erected fortifications surround a low entrance into the hills.
Yeah, Chicken Wing. Hey, I hope you have a great night. Thanks for stopping by, and yeah, I hope you give it a try. I think you'd be happy. Like I said, if you log in, I think you still have like a week or so to get this archetype for free. I think they're giving it to everybody. I might be wrong about that though, but I think they're giving it to everybody as long as you just log in. You just have to go. There would be something you have to do to collect it, though. There's a place called the Hall of Heroes. You have to go down and talk to this dragon, and then they will give it to you. So if you do play. But you can ask on whatever server that you make on, like, how do I get my archetype? And or where's the Hall of Heroes? They would show you where the Hall of Heroes is. Or you can stop by here or any other of the DDO streaming channels and ask in chat, and somebody would help you out. We have a good community, so. And there's a lot of stuff on YouTube. And I have a channel, but there's a lot of other channels with a lot of good content. So if you're curious about something, that's another good resource. And some people have content going back 15 years, you know, like it's really cool. We're getting really close to level 28. I kind of want to do some of these Feywild quests, but I'm not sure. I think I would probably die. We'll see if we can pick up a few kills out here and maybe find a rare chest. Would be nice. Yeah, so my base damage now at normal looks like it's about 260, which is really good. That's really strong. So it looks like when I crit, it's like 1500. That's really good. And then if I roar, the damage is only going to get even more, because they'll be helpless. So, I mean, I keep critting and hitting for that. Yeah, like 1500 looks to be like the normal crit. I hit that dude for 3200 though. That's a lot.
You spot a pattern in the windswept meadow. A living chessboard formed from the greenery itself.
$1,800. Yeah, like 260 to 300 looks like the base damage. I just crit him for 225. And that is really good damage for level 27. Alright, so it's past midnight. I'm not going to end the stream immediately, but I'm going to go AFK. Try to figure out what to do next, but I'm going to refresh my tea before it gets too late and the tea gets too cold. So I'll be back in 5. Maybe we should go finish and do the Thrall of the Necromancer and get my trinket. Right? Since we're level 27, I think that's at level. No, actually, that's 29. But still, we didn't have a problem with the others at 26. So we'll just make sure that we make it as easy as possible. We'll get our ship buffs. We'll get our House P buffs, and then we'll go over to do the Necromancer. Probably the hardest part is going to be dealing with those traps, but I think we should be alright. I mean, we have evasion. Can you guys think of anything better than playing video games on a Friday night? I can't. Okay, now we have to do all the talking to this NPC here and convince them to let us in. Luckily, they made that very easy. Alright, and then this here. Go in on Elite. Talk to Talera. She'll give me my trinket. I don't have a heroic trinket. Obviously, I'm wearing an epic trinket, but I'll get one for when if I decide to TR. I probably won't TR this character, but I'll get one. I could always use it to make like a gift to the master. Not doing R4. We're gonna do R1. R4 would just be self-torture. Alright, and then I need my buffs. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna pop a trap. There's like a trap. I'm not exactly sure where it pops, but I'm going to try to fly over it. Okay. And then it's this second one here is the only one we need to pull. So now we're good to go. And the Famine Reaper, I'm going to hit with a roar. And then do all of my damage to it. And it's dead. I love this combo, by the way. The quick cut Primal Scream combo is really strong. Alright, so we are going to roar at all this junk. Try to get rid of it all. Nice! Alright, that guy just got erased. So, trap is right in front of us right there. I can't do anything about it. Okay, so the trap is right there. You just have to go around it. And there's another trap right in front of us. And the problem is dealing with this garbage with these traps. I don't want to accidentally get stuck. Alright, so I have to kind of jump over it. Yeah, I see it. It's right there. And now there's another trap right in front of us, like literally right there. So I want all of this junk to kind of come to me. All right, here we go. So I roared. All right, so I did my combo. I got them all. Looks like I got them all. So I'm going to try get this skeleton to come to me. So this is the worst part of this quest. We can get through this. So I'm going to try to like dragon jump kind of right to that collectible right there. Okay, so it looks like we did it. Okay, so my buff, yes, yes, yes. Okay, there's my trance, there's my haste boost, and let's deal with that Reaper. There's a roar, and there's my thing, and now I scream. Okay, so now I just need to pick a side, basically. Okay, I'm roaring because they're killing me. I'm going to do my primal. Try to heal a little. Okay. Yeah, I'm really loving that. That is great. Okay, I'm gonna roar at all this stuff and then burn it down. Glassjaw, how are you doing? So I'm loving that I finally activated in Fury of the Wilds. I was able to add the 2 buffs to my Primal Scream. So now whenever I scream, I can do this extra damage, like doubles the damage. I get a chance to confuse them. And then I also get that heal that's built in, right? So basically, I activate my quick cut, and that puts that little, yeah, I put that little buff on myself, and then I do that right away afterwards, and it hits them really hard. So it's good. I'm enjoying it. It's working really well. Because the heal is really good. The damage on that screen becomes really good. Like I'm really enjoying quick cuts. Like they did such a good job on that. It's so strong. Kind of worried how strong it is, right? Oh yeah, dude. Quick cutter is way better. Like I wouldn't even think about using adrenaline. I used to use adrenaline, but now quick cuts is just so strong. And on a single weapon fighter anyway, where I don't have strike through, for me to get a 360-degree fight, like attack, that I can use every 6 seconds, like it really allows me, you know, to hit everything around me, even though I'm single weapon fighting, so. Alright, so this Mark of Law, I think, is really gotta be relaxed. Dying. Oh, I'm really dying. Okay, there's my second wind. Let's get this dude. Okay. Had to do another second wind. We get a shrine though, so. Don't think I need to kill these, but I'm going to anyway. You know, I'll save it. We'll come back to it. Hopefully I can get healed up. Yeah, okay, heals are going normal now. Yeah, I'm really missing Rejuvenation Cocoon, but I can't fit it onto this. It just sucks that they don't let us twist anymore. Okay, there we go. Like, I love the whole Twist of Fate system, and I was sad to see it go. Thought it was great. Okay, third lever. All right, so we're running out of that, so we need more of that. And then this. All right, so I'm gonna gaze on, not gaze, roar, because there's a Reaper there. All right, so got the Reaper. There's my cut. There's my scream. Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes I get, like, I make the mistake of referring to this like it's the gaze attack from the archetype that they gave us for the Warlock that gets that, like, evil stare. But it's a breath. Doesn't look like a breath attack, though. Okay, going to roar. Oh, I touched the water. Okay, it's alright. Can I get in and out before this stuff spawns? No. They must have added all of these because people used to just speed run in here, right? Unless they've always been in here. Okay, so I'm going to roar again. There we go. But now I'm trapped, stuck. So we'll make the best of it. We'll loot the chest. Pull the lever. And heal up. I still have 2 of my oh shit heals, so I will wait for that dude to get closer, roar, and then try to take him out. Excellent. Okay, looks good. Oh, and I made it. I'm not gonna fight the oozes down there. Huh. Trying to get it, yeah. Now I'm gonna go use that shrine. Because we're headed to the end. Alright, I roared. There. I mean, that's such a strong combo. Like, all that stuff was just deleted. These dudes were a little out of the range, but... I think there's more here too, yeah. Okay, so we're going to roar. Then I'll do my combo. Oh, that's beating me up. Alright, so let's go. We're gonna use the shrine. I have evasion. Technically, I should be able to avoid these traps, but my reflex save is not super high yet. I have to get the gear. At level 29, I should basically be in a better position. I'm still wearing my, like, generic level 20 set, which is, you know, epic salt marsh. It's a 5-piece salt marsh. Yeah, I'm in light armor now, and I did that because I don't know yet. I'm going to once I get to level 32, I'm going to test all the different destinies and find out which build combo works best for how I'm playing. But for right now, This is my epic strike. That's my mantle. I'm boosting my heals, my helpless damage, all that stuff using Fury. But this top tier really doesn't work for me. So I'm thinking I'm going to go top tier here and grab some of these because I'm still color spraying. And so I get evasion from this Darkest Luck anyway. So because my PRR in heavy armor really isn't that much better, I figure why not use evasion? I have it. And I don't have like any tomes on this character, so I don't qualify for every feat, if that makes sense. So like I took epic reflex save as my feat. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. So I should be in a good spot to evade, like I should be. But nothing's perfect. I mean, I'll try. If I can get my yeah. Those are wraiths, right? Okay. Oh God, this is a mess. Oh boy. Oh, I'm dying. No. 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 There we go. The big heal. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Just gotta get myself. Alright. There we go. Nice. Gonna deal with this dude. Alright. Is the boss gonna call more minions? He did. What a bastard. I'm just gonna stay right here. I can LOS any other mobs that spawn. He's saying, I will outlast you. I don't think so, bro. Not looking too good. Nice! Oh, it was touch and go there for a second, right? I still haven't gotten my... Oh, I got an item. I still haven't got my, darling. So we're gonna see if level 3 Froggo can open these locks. I've seen it happen before. We'll see how they have these coded. Maybe Froggo can do it. This is old content. Oh! Haha! He's level 3. He just opened the chest for me. That's great. Froggo just earned his keep for a long time. That's so great. So, if you're thinking, is it worth it to get the expansion? Yes, Froggo is worth it in itself. This dude is level 3 and he just picked a level 27 chest. Level 3, and I'm not using any boosts beyond, you know, that's it. So we did it. So we qualified to go get our Voice of the Master. I could pick up an epic one, but I already have one, so I'm going to get a heroic one. I have not ever qualified to get a heroic one before, so that's great. This character is brand new, right? Like I did one of those Mako level 7 for free heroic things that they let us do. So she started at level 7. She has 0 past lives. Now she has like, I think 5 Reaper points, I think. Does she have 5? She has 6. Oh, she earned a 7th. That's great. She's getting there. So regular voice of the master is what I want right there. There we go. So I have a Reaper point to spend, which we are probably going to buy Constitution just because give us more health, better fortitude saves, and then I got a point. So yeah, obviously I would like to get this stuff. Like, this makes my epic strike better. I don't think anything in the short term is going to work better than me taking this. Maybe if I took this, because it would give me more double strike, but it's only 1% more double strike as opposed to this that boosts my attack bonus and gives me more fortification bypass. So I think this is just stronger for right now. At least at this level. I'll probably respec again once I hit level 30 and I have access to everything. But we'll see. I bet all the basics in line right now. I can't wait to try out Divine Crusader, because with my DCs being so high, Divine Crusader, I would imagine anytime I consecrate the ground, I'm going to stun, right, cower, whatever hits that, right? I don't know if any of you guys playing Dragon Lord have tried Divine Crusader, but it just seems like it would be something that would be super strong. I know some people in chat have done Legendary Dreadnought, not this, maybe not you guys in this chat, but people in chat have told me that they've done it. I'm also going to try Fate Singer because, you know, like, it seems like it would be really strong, and because I'm charisma based, it probably would be sort of synergistic. But I did play test. I haven't uploaded it to YouTube yet, but I plan to. I did play test this Shadow Mastery, and it is so strong. Like, I would love to use it. Like, it's really, really good. And so, because I am doing color spray, at least I'm going to try to color spray. I'm going to basically go into a legendary R1 that's level 36, and I'm going to try to color spray. If I can get my DC for color spray to like at least 90, then I'll probably feel okay about color spraying. Yeah. So if you're surrounded by a bunch of mobs and you do that, they miss, they automatically die, basically. There's no save. So I thought it worked really well. I did it in one of those extreme challenge quests with all the slots, and they just basically all died. Like, it was great. Like, really strong on R1. And then I can use this because I'm using a finesse weapon. If I have the points, I could probably benefit from Shadow Expulsion, but I mean, I'm not going to worry so much about that. Yeah. Well, I've always said Action Hero is probably the best epic moment in the game. Like, I think it's great. So, like, I'm certainly going to try Legendary Dreadnought, and if Legendary Dreadnought turns out to be better than Fury, then I would be like Legendary Dreadnought, all in Legendary, and just use Shadow Dancer to get my Shadow Striker. And I'm always going to have at least 6 points in this tree to keep my renewal, but beyond that, like, if Primal Avatar gave melee power, I would probably use it to get Cocoon instead of renewal. But I mean, to me, they're the same. Yeah, you have more than me. I have like whatever the base points, I think 65 or something like that. Like if I did this on my main, I would have like 75 points, I think, or whatever it is, but whatever the max is, she has the max. So, but I haven't yet decided though, although how fun and how cool this is, I might actually like do a couple of these past lives on my main because the past lives are actually really good. Right? I think it gives you breath weapon DCs, which would be useful for me. And so then, like, I would be on a character that has, like, skill tomes and ability tomes. So then when I go to pick feats, I would have more options. Like here, I had to take epic reflexes because I figured as an evasion character, I would utilize it anyway. But that certainly wasn't ideal. I'm working on getting my reflex saves higher, but yeah, I mean the way that PRR goes, like I know I want it as high as I can get it, but because I can't equip a shield as a single weapon fighter, I feel like I miss a lot of the block, the defensiveness from block and from just that extra that shield gives you. So I was like, well, I can't really get myself in heavy armor with a shield because I'm single weapon fighting, so I'm probably just going to try evading and see how it goes. I know it's not perfect. I know evasion is limited, but I have everything covered pretty much. Like I have knockdown immunity, I have negative energy immunity, I have magic missile immunity. Like I've got a bunch of built-in heals. So that's my one concern with Legendary Dreadnought. I just have to try it and see how it goes. And then I really want to try Divine Crusader and see how the Crusade goes. That circle epic strike that you throw down. I think that might be really good. That's all Sunder, right? I mean, and if it's a Sunder-based cower, like, I'm going to have a lot of buffs to my Sunder. So, yeah, the highest stat. I don't know what you guys think of this, but I've said this a couple of times now. This Sunder Soul ability, the DC is 10 plus your highest plus Sunder. But that is a level 20 capstone, and I think the DC should be 20. I don't think the DC at 10 is enough. I mean, that's just my opinion, but if we look at these other capstones, they seem to be keyed around like level 20, whereas this, for some reason, the number doesn't make sense to me. Like, why is that DC 10? That seems like it's low. Maybe they did that on purpose because if they made it 20, this Sunder Soul would be killing everything. But I don't know. I kind of feel like they should change it. Yeah, so when you do that ability, when you do this Sunder Soul, do you kill everything around you? Or do they still resist it? Or do you not use it? Because I like the effect. The hand comes up and grabs the mob. Okay, yeah, I understand. So I want them to change that if I could. And then the other thing, I want wings when we do our dragon wing attack. Like, I want little dragon wings to pop out. I'm sure I'm not alone there, right? I mean, I thought it was gonna look a little bit like Draconic. Just the two things that I would change if I could. I would make that DC better, and then I would give us little dragon wings that pop out. And the other thing that I've said is that I think that they should give us a choice when they give us the dragon reward. They have it slotted right now to give us blue dragon wings, right? I think that they should let us pick the color based on our favorite color dragon, not just force us to take blue dragon wings. Like, yeah, I'll take them. It's free. I'm not going to complain. I appreciate it. But ideally, I could pick, like, because right now I'm a black dragon. Like, I want black dragon wings. That's what I want. I don't want blue dragon wings. I want black dragon wings or white dragon wings. You know, like, I want them to match poison green. Like, I want them to match whatever I am. My opinion. No, I don't want to go there. We'll go here. Should probably go back to the Forgotten Realms and do that stuff. We're really close to level 28. So what can I do? I'd like to get 28 before I end the stream. That's Baishik with 1 red slot, but not going to save it. Nobody will care. If it were 2 slots in Baishik, I would save it. I would save it and give it to somebody or try to sell it. I know what we're going to do. Haha! I figured it out. We're going to go do a Feywild quest. Yeah. Legendary. Okay, we're saving all this stuff. That's a rare scroll, so we're going to save that. Save the sapphire. All right, so I've got my ship buffs. I've got my house P buffs. So let's go to the Feywild. We are going to go and wake up whatever that Jew's name is who's asleep. And we're going to see how we do in this quest as sort of like a test because we're way under leveled for it. Right? Like, we're going to pick up all of our heroic gear. I guess I forgot to pick up this heroic stuff. Not that it matters, but just going to pick up this junk. Move on. All right. So, yeah, we're going to wake up Arden, Lord Arden. Oh, thank you. You know what? I didn't see that I had that little blue dude there. No, I'm not holding it. I actually didn't realize that I leveled. All right, so since I'm live streaming, I will actually do this content right now. Because this was the plan. I'll pretend that I didn't know that I leveled to 28. So this is probably going to be super difficult. And I may die. I'm level 27. This is level 34. We're going to do it on R1. And we're gonna do it how I normally do it, which is I sneak through a lot of it. Like I don't fight everything, but there is sort of stuff that we still have to fight.
You're still at Winwood Hall,
And
Melody is still standing
likely it's
beside the
going to
bed.
suck.
Then you
So I'm
realize
going to
that Lord
try
Arden is missing, and so are the flower and the loot you need for the ritual.
we're gonna do our
Melody
best
begins speaking in a
to
familiar
get through
voice.
this stuff. I mean, we're gonna hopefully like demonstrate that the Dragon Lord is just super strong, right? I mean, so far that it looks easy, but we'll see. So I've got to watch out for these needle blights, so I'm going to roar right here.
She
And
cackles
I
as
did
she
not get
teleports
that
away.
blight with
You
my
see creatures
roar.
around near the gate to Winwood Hall. Then you notice that things seem different.
Gotta
This
heal.
isn't the Feywild. You
Really
are
gotta get
trapped
that blight
inside a
dead.
dream.
Okay, he's dead.
You approach a shadowy form that appears to be
Okay,
Lord
great.
Arden,
We PK'd
reading a
him.
note with a worried expression on his face.
Okay,
The
so we're
figure
doing
doesn't notice
okay.
your
We'll see
presence.
how we do. I've got acid damage, so you know, the trolls, I should be able to burn them down, but I'm not sure my color spray is going to be enough. I'm gonna throw it, but my my save on it is so low. My gear is terrible right now, so I mean,
You spot movement underneath
we'll
the
try.
bridge. Moving closer.
Okay,
you
buddy.
see
So
a
here's my color
nasty-looking
spray.
troll
Didn't even
guarding the
blind him.
missing
He
loot.
saved versus everything. Okay. I'm trying to save my CC for when he pops his buddies. Alright, like right now. Alright, here we go. Alright, there's the roar. Gotta watch out, because I didn't get them all. Okay, here's another roar. Please tell me that that dude's dead. He's not dead yet? How is he not dead yet? Bro. Stay away from me. Stay away from me, you bridge troll. Don't even think about it. Don't look here. There's nothing to see here. Okay, there we go. Nothing to see here. There's no fireworks going off over here. There we go. Primal Scream, baby. Well, I mean, we knew these were going to be difficult. Alright, there we go. Gave him a nightmare. Alright, so got that. We survived. Just because I have to go fight the bears. Oh, really? On Reaper? Or is it legendary? They don't give you this shrine here? Thought I had a shrine there. So I've got 4 second wins to deal with these bears from hell. Yeah, renewal works. It's a little slow though in Reaper, but it's still good. Alright, so here I don't see any crazy champions. Alright, so I'm going to roar on these. Alright, there we go. Okay, and I did my AoE. There it is again. Gonna stop the heal. I really want to get this. There's another roar to try to get that spell singer. I did not get it, but that's okay. We're gonna burn it down now. Alright, there we go. It's dead. There we go. Gotta back up and heal a little bit. And I'm gonna roar on these two. Okay, great. Nice! I hit that dude for like 2,500. Alright, I'm terrified of this. Oh, is it? So renewal is bugged and auto crits? I'll take it. I will take it. Okay, we're buffing because we're dealing with the bears from hell.
Inside the magically sealed gazebo
These are
ahead
worse
floats
than
the
da
frosted
bears.
cerise symbol for the ritual.
Alright, there's a roar on that dude that it didn't take.
Magical talking bears, no doubt.
Ah, come on, dude.
Wild after all.
Ah. I'm gonna roar on them. Just trying to not get eaten. There we go, I roared. He was immune. Quick cut. Gonna roar again. I got him that time. Oh, yeah. There we go. Angry Bear is dead. Nice. That is like the scariest part of this whole quest right there.
For the ritual. You've recovered
Alright, we're just breaking these just for good measure. And we didn't get a shrine there either. Okay, so still have 4 of my Oshidiols though. So
streaming from a distant portal. Perhaps that contains the secret.
So we are going to do this my super stealthy way. And we invis. And then we... Oh, I already invised. And then we hide. And then we're basically going from this tree to this tree. Like, that's the route that we're going to take. And we have to be careful because there's mobs. Some of these mobs, like, might have true seeing. Somebody sees me. That's what that little eye is. Alright, so nothing seeing me at the moment. Just have to basically watch. If you see a little eye, that means something can see movement and it's going to go to investigate it. As long as the eye is white, you're okay. If it turns red, that means that they actually spotted, like they saw you, and they're going to actually like try to go and beat you up. But we made it.
Pixie flutters into your path.
So this dude here, obviously, we're not going to worry about the Sandman. We're going to fight his buddy. So here's a roar on the buddy. He was immune to it, but we're going to try our best. Going to try to roar on the Scholar, since the Scholar is the caster. So there's a roar for both of them. They were immune to it. I'm going to second wind just because I'm kind of terrified that I'm going to get killed. Gonna second wind again. Oh, I need to actually move. Alright, there's my second wind. Alright. Nice! Yeah, it's just, that is so strong. That combo, the cut with the scream, the combo, it's really good. Alright, so this here I just need to watch my feet.
Strange, empty void. Yet that appears to be Lord Arden's resting place ahead. Between you and Lord Arden stands Cadence the Hag. She must have been disguised as Melody the Apothecary the entire time.
So I have 2 heals that I can do. 2 big heals. And I'm just basically bursting her with my Sunder DPS.
Cadence finishes her conjuration. Slides emanating.
Keep trying to keep renewal rolling on myself.
You killed my sister, so I'll have to make do with these vile cauldron leftovers. I wouldn't go anywhere near them personally now. Be a dear and die for good this time.
The Sunder Burst. There's the combo. So she'll take a bunch of sonic damage, right? We're just gonna fly over to her. Oh, I hit her for 2,600. Alright, I'm gonna reapply my... Okay, I'm safe where I'm standing. Haste, haste, trance. Hitting renewal. There's my... oh, that was good. The damage is just so good. Gotta get out of that.
Weakened
And she's
Cadence
dead.
tries to surrender.
All right. That's enough. You need what I have. So then, let's make a deal.
You've
We did it.
reluctantly decided to allow Cadence to live.
Ironically,
In
the trolls were
exchange
probably
for
the
Lord
hardest.
Arden's true name.
The bears weren't
You
that
lay out the
difficult, but we got
ingredients for the
lucky.
ritual
One of the bears
and
got
repeat
kind
the
of bugged
steps
out.
to reverse the curse.
He
First,
was like
lay the lid.
attacking,
Then,
faced away from me.
grind up the flower's roots.
So,
Last, burn the roots along with Lord Arden's true name.
but still, this is
You
going to
play
be a big
brief
hit.
melody on
Like
a
I've got
horse's
chip
lute.
buffs,
You
I've got
mash the
my
flower's roots into a pulp with little
voice,
effort.
and I've got
You
a
set
potion. So
small
this is going to be a
blaze,
pretty
then
big
drop
hit because
the
I haven't
crushed
done this
roots
before.
and Lord Arden's true name into it, completing the ritual.
But we didn't get any
As the
loot though.
smoke
That's too bad.
rises, Lord Arden's eyes open. He springs out of the bed. Lord Arden thanks you for awakening him from this curse. He urges you to speak with him back at Winwood Hall in the waking world.
So strong. Okay, we're still rocking charisma every time. And this is what I was talking about, like not having any tomes. There are just certain feats that I don't qualify for just because, you know, like I don't have a high enough dexterity or constitution for them or whatever. So I think based on what I am playing, probably here, Elusive Target is probably going to be the best for me, just because it'll help me with such a low PRR. I already took Double Strike. I'm going to take Crush Weakness, but not yet. I'll take it at like level 31, I think. And all the other stuff, you know, I mean, some of it would be nice, but I think Elusive is probably the best. I know you can get this on some gear, so maybe if I actually found gear that had this on it, I would swap this feat out. But for right now, considering that I'm just trying to figure this all out, I think that will be the best. And if I had to, I could always lesser GR and sort of redo the build based on once I get to level 32 and I actually playtest it. You know, like, I mean, we're still using, like, the Fey Sword. Like, I don't have, like, a weapon to use at level 29. I could go get a short sword, but I probably won't. I'll probably just keep using the Fey Sword. If I could do the raid and get the same sword that I could actually slot filigrees in, I probably would, but the fact that the raid gear isn't bound to account, like I would actually do the raid on this character. But I do have an upgrade for my ring. Mary's ring is going, so this will make my spell resistance better. And then I have an update for my belt, which is Con, Insightful spell resistance, and I have that slotted with a globe of True Imperial Blood. So that'll be good. So that... I can't wear... These are, like, displaying incorrectly. They're actually level 29. But this means that... Yeah, I'm getting... I mean, it's... My con is still, like, really low for a fighter. But still, considering I'm a drow... my spell resist is 71. That's solid for level 28. My PRR and MRR okay. I mean, my MRR is almost 100. That's good. It's just the PRR that sucks. But, you know, like I said, once we get to Legendary and I get in my regular gear... Because this gear is the epic. I'm in a 5-piece epic salt marsh set, and then some of it is like there are the silver sigil gloves. These are level 10. It's just some of the gear is just, you know, this level 20, but they ruined my voice by doing that overloaded BS on it. So now I don't know what to do because I have yet to loot a cleansing tome.